Welcome everyone to another exciting In the Spotlight interview. Today I'll be having a chat with Ryan MacLagan, Director of Global Sales and Account Management for the Car Park Division at IDeaS. IDeaS is known for its revolutionary approach to revenue optimization, applying dynamic, data-driven strategies to industries worldwide. The Car Park Revenue Management System is particularly noteworthy for transforming how airport parking spaces are priced and managed. Ryan, it's a pleasure to be having a chat with you today. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Manoj. It's great to be here.
So I'm curious to hear, can you tell me from a general perspective, what is revenue management? What does it entail?
Sure. Certainly, many today have heard a lot about the term AI, and that's something that IDeaS has been using since its inception 30 years ago to incorporate that into how we can optimize and manage revenue accordingly. And it's really, in a nutshell, all about taking massive amounts of data and utilizing that data to better understand, the buying behaviors and the price sensitivities of in this case, specific customers, whether it's hotels or with parking, and being able to predict that behavior and find a price point to mainly optimize and squeeze out, if you will, as much revenue as possible versus some of the other pricing and revenue strategies that might be out there. So we find that, basically with the process of revenue management, utilizing data and being able to predict that combined with machine learning to help us forecast that, that's in a nutshell the best way to optimize as much revenue, whether it's parking or anything that's perishable, if you will. That's the methodology that has served us well in parking for the last 20 years and with over 30,000 hotels worldwide as well.
Can you expand on the benefits of working with a company like IDeaS in place of perhaps being solely self-reliant?
I think the main thing that, we are a software company. We have a software solution that has worked quite well throughout time. However, we're not just you purchase our software and then you plug it in and we walk away. We also partner with all of our clients that have an account management package that an individual that's dedicated to working with each one of our clients to essentially help them optimize, and mainly like a second set of eyes to optimize their revenues and to also help guide them with their revenue strategy. So it's kind of a full-on partnership approach that we take and not just sell the powerful software that we have, but we also bring that human aspect from a support perspective to go along with it.
When looking at parking, there are quite a lot of different verticals you could be looking at. Can you tell me a bit on what areas IDeaS is focused on?
Sure. So at this point, our main segment, and something that we started back with Heathrow Airport about 20 years ago, is working in the airport parking space, especially with airports that have multiple car parks that can be subject to what we call our network optimization, so that we can optimize them individually and then roll them up and optimize them as a whole. We are, however, at this current point, doing a pilot as this concept now has started to evolve potentially in the urban or city parking garage space, and have been testing out a couple different pilots in that space to look at optimizing not only airport parking, which is traditionally a daily revenue model, but now looking into potentially hourly optimization in the urban or city garage perspective. So more to come with that, but today we're primarily focused with our clients in the airport parking space.
Great to hear. I hope the project goes well. So to talk a bit about the technology itself then, when we look at the future, could you give me an update on how is it developing?
Well, I would say that probably the concept itself hasn't changed over time. I mean, essentially parking spaces, just like hotel rooms, just like stadium ticketing, it's about optimizing perishable inventory, right? There's that old adage of you can't sell a hotel room or a parking spot tomorrow that was left open today, right? And so the IDeaS revenue management philosophy or optimization philosophy, largely sinks around trying to maximize the revenue per available space and making sure that we're returning as much revenue on the available assets as possible in specific organizations. We, initially go into organizations to, determine why our product is going to be helpful for them. It's largely around the fact that we're taking something that a human can do, right? But being able to process it in a much faster, more robust standpoint, which then in the end usually will lead to a much more optimistic outcome that becomes because of that. So I would say that over the years we have been able to tweak and advance our model, but the concept has largely stayed the same, and to make sure that we're again maximizing the amount of revenue that we make per available space out there.
I think speed as well as reliability are certainly what airports are always on the lookout for. Now, I know that you boast a pretty good retention rate of 98%. Is this how you reached that point?
Yeah, I think, largely IDeaS has had a very mature model. We are a subscription as a service model. So each year, each of our customers have the ability to opt out. We'd like to think that we earn our business every year. The fact that, I'd mentioned earlier about how we partner, we view that more of a partnership as a client speak, where, I know that's a term that gets widely used out there, but I think the proof is in the pudding when we do partner up and make sure that, obviously it's in our best interest that our clients get the best use of their software as well. And so we view that, kind of more of a win-win situation. But as time has gone on, from a benefit standpoint, largely, many people think that, and they focus around the revenue uplift that they can expect each year. And we're happy to say that even since the pandemic, some of our airports that are now in, quote, year 3 of the recovery are still returning, 20% or greater revenues year over year. And everybody likes revenues because that certainly solves a lot of problems. But the other thing that we can help airports with as well is that in many cases, through the introduction of again, not one size fits all pricing approach, going out and having various products that deal with various price sensitivities. So if you have a customer that is maybe a little price sensitive, maybe a family of 4 that wants to travel on the weekend that maybe in the past could not afford to park at the airport, now with the introduction of some of our pricing and products, they may have that opportunity to do so. And that's a benefit for the airport because now their customers have more availability to get to it. So I believe that there are a lot of tangible and intangible things that IDeaS helps our customers provide, which then at the end of the day leads to that 98% retention.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan, for your time today. It's great to hear about the success of IDeaS and wish you continued success as well.
Great. Thanks, Manoj. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you to the audience as well for tuning into this insightful discussion on IDeaS's impactful strategies in airport parking revenue management. For more interviews like this, visit us at parking.net. Stay connected as we continue to explore the future of parking solutions together.